So, Miles, Alter Bridge is very generous to loan you to Slash. How's that all working out?
It's an insane schedule for me because it's just non-stop. It's nonstop. I'll get off one tour and immediately start the next. So fortunately, I have a wife who's very understanding and supportive and lets me, live my dream 365 days a year. So
How do you keep your voice fresh with all of that touring and singing?
that's a good question. It's a pretty boring answer because it really means no fun in terms of no excesses of any kind, no partying or. I even have to be careful how much I talk, that's kind of the drag. Is it's like I think people think I'm not social, but really it's just the more you use it, it's makes it harder to utilize during a live performance.
What was your reaction when Slash actually came a calling?
I was shocked. I was really surprised. I live in this, I live far away from LA. I live in a town called Spokane, Washington. It's called Spokane, but it's in Washington. And I just got this call one night, and he asked if I'd be interested in being a part of his solo record. And I was just flattered. I was really, really honored.
Can we go back a little bit before that? I understand that he sent you some music and wanted your input for Velvet Revolver, and you turned it down?
Yeah, what happened there was, I think this would have been 2002, around the summer of 2002. I got a phone call, and that was funny because I was sitting. I had just gotten the New Spin magazine at the time, and on the cover was, I think, it was something related to GNR and that whole period there in the late '80s. And I was reading it, and I was like, wow, what a great period in rock and roll. And my phone rings about 2 hours later, and it's an 818 area code, and I think it's my manager, and it's Slash on the other end of the line. So it was just kind of a crazy set of circumstances. And he sent me some stuff that they've been working on. And basically what happened is I just come out of 5 years on Epic Records with my band, the Mayfield Four at the time, and I was just kind of disillusioned with the music industry and rock and roll, and there's just a lot of things going on, and so I just I bowed out of any sort of audition or anything like that. It was never like they offered the gig to me. It was just like if you're interested in auditioning. So and that was a hard thing because as a big fan, how many times are you going to get that phone call? Well, 7 years later, phone rings again. So I've been very lucky. People are like, well, why didn't why are you doing it now? Well, I think as time went on and I discovered that music is oxygen for me. I'm miserable without it, so I'm happy to have a second chance.
Speaking of opportunities and phones ringing and things, you had another phone call from Jimmy Page, John Paul Jones, and Jason Bonham. What happened there?
What happened there was, yeah, that was crazy, in a good way. They were considering putting a project together. It wasn't too long after they'd done the reunion, and I think they really had a good time and really just wanted to play again. And so Jason actually contacted me and asked if I wanted to come over and to London and jam for which was just still, even just uttering the words, it seems pretty surreal and crazy, but yeah, it was great. Nothing ever came of it. I think they, for whatever reason, they never decided to follow through with it.
But it wasn't you saying no thanks?
Oh, absolutely no, definitely not.
Were you at all nervous?
Yeah, probably. Probably had a little bit of adrenaline running, I think more that tends to happen more when you actually get in the environment with them, because if it's an artist that you respect or admire, then with that comes a little bit of nerves.
Did you have a chance to meet any of the other singers who appeared on Slash's album?
I did. That's been great. Met Fergie. She's. I heard that track. I heard "Beautiful Dangerous" and was pretty blown away because I think she proves what a great rock singer she is. People know her from the Black Eyed Peas and that genre, but you discover when you listen to that song that she's a rocker. She's got it in her, and so she's performed with us a couple times, and it's been very impressive as a singer and as a performer. Just watching her. The other person that has come and performed with us a few times is Lemmy from Motorhead, which, as a big Motorhead fan, that's been awesome. He's a very, very bright and intelligent and talented icon, and there's a reason why so many of us look up to him, because he's like the Godfather, you know.
How much did he make you drink?
The first time, nothing. But I actually ran into him about a month ago. We were playing Nova Rock in Austria, and he was there, and we started talking, and it was a great conversation, a great time, and he offered me a Jack and Coke, and the singer in me, the teetotaling on the road, no fun guy, at first was like, and then I was like, wait a minute. I'm sitting here with Lemmy. How many times is this going to happen? So they pour me a drink, and I drink about 5 sips, and I'm already like feeling. I'm like, I better calm down here. And so we left, said goodbye, and I actually saved the cup. I put the cup in my bunk and saved it for the rest of the tour.
What is it like to sing so many songs that were written by so many different people who have such different styles?
It's really challenging. It's probably one of the most challenging things I've ever had to attempt to do as a singer, because obviously he had so many incredible singers with different approaches to what they do, and so to try and do those songs justice, I can't take it lightly. I can't. It's not something where I can just listen to the song once or twice and just go out there and half-ass it. I mean, I really have to spend some time with each one and try and do the best that I can at making it so that I'm not just copying what they're doing, but keeping a little bit of me in there as well. And it goes for all of the material, not just the songs on the solo record, but the Velvet Revolver, the Snake Pit, and the Guns N' Roses material. So it's been a real learning experience. It's helped me grow, I think, as a singer. So I'm grateful for that.
And I've got to ask, what is the hardest song to sing?
Probably, but that's a good question. There's so many that are so hard. Rocket Queen's not easy. That's a challenging one. I love it. That's always been one of my favorite GNR songs. We tried Beautiful Dangerous initially in the regular key that it was in, where Fergie sang it. That was just not going to happen. I had to wear such tight underpants to try and pull that off, so we had to lower it a half step.
What's the song that you get most pleasure from singing, either just generally, well, obviously with relation to the Slash tour?
I really love, and I don't even sing, that's probably the song I sing the least of, because I just turn it over to the crowd a lot of the time. I love when Slash kicks into the beginning of Sweet Child of Mine. I love to just stand. I usually am just walking out, because he does a solo prior to that, and I'm just kind of waiting and watching, because the minute he hits the first few notes, the crowd just, the look on their face for me is just priceless. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to see what that song does to people, what it means to people, and that's the best part about this whole thing is you realize night after night just how powerful music is in people's lives, and that song really, I think, illustrates that better than not better, but in a very special way to everybody in the audience.
This is a big homecoming gig for the people of Stoke, and I imagine for Slash as well. Is Slash doing anything different in his preparations? What are his preparations for this gig?
He doesn't really. He's so just kind of easygoing, and I think he's just going into it with confidence. I think I don't think he's going to overthink it. I think of course he could be that could be his game face, and he could have us all fooled. But I think I know he's excited about it. I'm sure he's looking forward to playing for his hometown.
Tell me a bit what Slash is like off stage. The fans would like to know what happens when the curtain comes down and the lights go off. You know, what's he like?
He's very even keel. He's not. I don't know how to put it. It's very. I admire just the constant, just very level-headed, and very cool. You know, very cool and calm. And for me, I like hanging around people like that because it rubs off on me and makes me feel, you know, calm and collected. He's also very, like Lemmy, a very intelligent man. He reads a lot. He's always got a book. He's always turning me on to new books that he's reading, which I like. So yeah, he's quite an exceptional person.
And now, how does yours and Slash's relationship go forward?
We are working on a record that we're hoping to release next year, and 2012 looks to be the year where we'll focus solely on this, and it's exciting. It's because I'm gone so much of the time. We basically trade music files. Thank goodness for the internet and technology. That's how we've done a lot of the writing, and we're hoping to get in, I think, later this year and record early next year, and actually get it put to tape or hard drive, whatever.
And I understand that you're working on a solo album.
Yeah, well, the strange thing is I was actually just getting ready to record it when he called a few years ago, and so I went down and did Starlight at that point, and then went back and basically finished all the music, and it's all recorded. I just have to finish the vocals, and now the $1,000,000 question is just when I'm going to have a window of time to release it. That's been a bit of a task with everything going on right now.
Is it more of an Alter Bridge kind of hard-edged sound, or is it a little bit more like Slash?
No, it's neither. It's something that I've been chipping away at for a long time. I have a real love for singer-songwriter based songs. So a lot of the material that I knew would have no home in Alter Bridge, and now with Slash, I set aside for that, and it's. It'll be interesting to see how that's received because it's definitely different, but it's just something as the little artist in me needed to get off. I needed to get it off my chest and get it documented.